Hello. Hey, Miss Tammy. I'm so sorry for starting so late. But thanks for joining the channel. Tonight we're going to look at hooping. And I think one of the things that I've learned about hooping is um, there are so many different ways. And I apologize because I'm hearing feedback from my other phone that I have on the hoop. I have to figure out how to turn that sound off. But there's so many different ways. I think the top 10 ways that people are hooping improperly. Hey T. So I think I want to kind of touch on what happens when you have a multi needle and you're trying to hoop your hat, because so many people really do, um, they hoop it improperly. So I have a couple of different hats um, that I want to embroider on. This one I want to use for Juneteenth. And this one is it's a really cool hat. It's new. I got it at one of the shows. Actually, I got it from Impressions. This one is by Pitbull, and they always have the latest and greatest hats. So does AutoCap. They all kind of competition. But when you go to the shows, you can actually get these hats for really good prices. Really good prices. Then I also have a hat like this, which is more on the square side, you know, kind of the girly girl hats. But with the sharp bib and the tattered look, or and then I have the regular structure hat. Hey, Miss Veronica. So a couple of things that I've learned. One, you can have improper alignment. One, you have a limited embroidery space on your hat, kind of like these hats. So these hats have fairly limited space right here. And so when you're using these to embroider on, sometimes people don't always aren't always able to get them in the right place. So setting it up. It could also be fabric puckering. You could get hoop burn, which basically means that the embroidery hoop left a mark on your hat. The one thing I found with the hoop burn, you can kind of get that out. You just have to carefully sometimes either spray it with water or do some other things. Hey, Miss Tammy. And so I think the other thing too is you could also have stabilizer issues. Now, the what's the name of the hat? So there's a structured hat that um, that a lot of people have broken needles, or it has even hit the hat. So Miss Veronica says she got her logo on there. You got it on a hat? Is that what you're saying? And so it gets kind of funky when you start using some of those really really hard structured hats. And you also have to understand the clearance of your machine too, because what a lot of people don't understand is they they could hit the undercarriage of their machine if they don't pay attention to how the hat is placed. Okay, okay, Miss Veronica, cool. So I have with me Miss Linda from Crafting Cousins. She's over on her. She has a brother six needle machine. Miss Linda, you want to say hello to the people?
Hello, ladies. How is everyone doing? I'm just actually sitting up here playing with some Valentine Day towels.
Mhm.
Yeah, um, practicing applique so I can get that down packed. Let's pray.
So I normally say if you wear it, don't tear it. In the case of hats, you actually do use. tearaway in hats.
Oh, that's good to know because I didn't know that one.
Yeah, you use tearaway hats. Most hats come with these little cardboard things you can hang on to that because all it does is keeps the structure of the hat. I'm going to show you how to hoop all of these. And then by the end, I actually have an order for this hat. So let me make sure I got the right size. Let me get the other size. I don't want to mess up the real hat. So I have an order for a hat right now that I have to get done tonight. Um, and I have some leather hats too. One I want to put my logo on. But once we get the hat on the hoop, the biggest thing is making sure that one, it's secure on there. Two, making sure that it's not gonna pop off. Because let me tell you, that is a thing. Like literally, I've seen people hats jump off and mess up the undercarriage. So there's a couple things you can do. People actually sell hat stabilizer. No, you don't have to do that because um, and so I love these little stabilizer packets. I have lots of them, which is why I mean, I'm always looking at stabilizer. But the you can buy hat stabilizer, but you don't have to because all you really need to do is take this is a 8x8 and just cut it in half, and then you have what you need for your hat. Because technically, what you want is your stabilizer to fit off in this area. So once your stabilizer is in this area, then you're ready to get it set. Now, what I don't do is I do not put my stabilizer on in here before I put it on the hoop. I do everything at the hooping station. So we're going to go over there and take a look at the hooping station because one of the things that I think is very important is how you put the stabilizer on, and then how you oh goodness, I'm sorry. And then how you actually put the hat on the actual cap frame. So let's go do it. And by the way, um, I had to literally turn my 10 needle around. So you see it over here sideways because I had to turn it around so that I can get my hat hoop is normally on the side. And because I rearranged my room, I didn't think about my hats. So I'm gonna have to figure something out in the next couple of days because I have a big order coming for hats, and I'm gonna have to figure this out. I do have two more hat hoops, and I could put them on one of these tables because that's what I do when I have like a production line going. Is I'll put I have my smart CNC. I actually have a workstation for it, so I can literally put my cap frame on that. So, all right, let's hoop this bad boy. So, I think you guys can see me. So, one of the things I do first, there is a little red line at the top of your cap frame. So, I just make sure that everything on here is tight first because technically this part here comes off. So, and this is what will go on the machine eventually, but this comes off. And so I just make sure it's all tight and just line it up, make sure it's tight all the way around. Then I take my stabilizer and I do two things. I have two sheets here, but I make sure there's some little, what are they called? They're like little ridges right here on this part of the frame. So I take my stabilizer, I put it all the way up to the top of the frame. Then I take and push my stabilizer down on here so that it is sticking to these little prongs that are on there. And they're kind of spiky. So, all right. Now, once I have that on there, then I take my hat And one of the things that I do with the hat is there's a tab in here. So I take this little tab like here and I slide it all the way up. So I hold on to the tab, and this tab has to slide all the way up, all the way close to the rim. Let me see if I can bring you a little bit closer so you can see that. So literally it is all the way, that rim is all the way up there. Now, one of the things that I always do, because my hat hoop has one of these things that comes across here. So I make sure that my cap is all the way around the cap frame and that it is pulled in. Now, a lot of times people think, okay, it's good, I'm gonna do it like this. Nope, it's not good, because if your bib of the hat is not pressed up against that thing in the center where there is another red line, it is going to cause a problem. So, two things that I do. One, I'm holding pretty tight to this bottom piece because that helps to keep it on there. Now, I also need to check on this side of the cap to make sure that these pieces, the little sides, are also out. And I want them as close as possible to the type. Now, one of the things I learned early on was that I have to turn my cap a little bit to the left, because when I bring this cap around, hey, Miss Linda, can you go on mute for a second? When I bring this cap around, it actually takes and moves the hat back to the right. So because of that, I'll make sure that on the left, I have it, I make sure that on the left, when I have it over here to the left, that it will be able to slide over. So now, all I'm going to do is I check twice. I just make sure that it's there. It can lean up against this little post. There's a little post right up here at the top, right by the bib. And so I take it. You have to put your bib inside. For mine, I put my bib inside. Now, I want to make sure that where this is going to line up is right on that crease where my hat hoop, and it's the crease of the hat at the base. And I hope you guys can see it. So it's literally right here at the crease. So I need it right there so that when I bring this around to latch in, it's going to be on there. Now, if you notice that, I pushed it back out. So let me tell you, this is a little workout. A lot of people get the Hoop Tech hat frame just because of it, because they may not be able to pull, they may not be able to push. It may just be a lot. And so literally, I'm going to lock this right here. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to check to make sure that the base of my cap is there. I'm going to check to see that my sides are in properly where I think they should be. And on this side, I don't think it is. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to back you up just a little bit so you guys can see. So what I'm going to do with this part right here, so I think that this part is not in there secure enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down on this and not clamp it yet. There we go. And I'm going to pull this in just a little bit more. And I'm going to turn it again a little bit to the left. And now, when I pull it up, feels like it's there. So now I pulled it down. Make sure this side has what it needs to be. This side is good. So now, I'm going to do this one more time. Clamp it here. Gotta push it down. And welcome to the live, guys. If there's anyone new, sorry my back is to you. So you think you break out in a sweat. uh, It's something, I tell you. Okay, so then once I have this in here, I've checked up here at the very top in the center, my cap is there. So guess what? I'm going to lock in my bib. So I just locked in my bib. Now, because my bib is locked in and my hat is done, I'm going to lock this in. Well, if it lets me. Hold on. I may have to do my bib last. So let's lock this baby in. I think that's what it wants me to do. Do I have everything set? That's there. This is in here. I should be able to clamp it. Okay, it's about to go. There we go. Now it is clamped. So I need to do my bib. Now you see how hard that is? Their hats, the trucker hats, they're so hard you can't bend them. They have no flex. What I've learned is you can actually steam these, and once you steam them, you'll be able to make it a little bit more flexible, at least until you get it in the hat hoop, because that's when you want it to be the most flexible. It's also good. Some people will steam them they actually right before they actually do the stitching as well, just to kind of loosen up this material. So now I have this like this. My hat is here. I'm concerned about this because normally when these things are bulk like this, that'll cause a problem too. It could hit the top of your machine. It could hit the back of your machine. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unhoop it, and I'm telling you, this happens a lot. So you gotta bring your patience when you playing with a hat. And normally after my, I don't know, third hoop, I get it kind of like down to a science. And every time I end up having to, when I haven't done it in a while, like now, I haven't done a hat in a couple months, I think, because everybody was doing beanies. So everybody wanted beanies, no true baseball hats. But now it's getting closer to baseball time. They want baseball hats and stuff like that. All right, so let's line it up again. Get it back situated. I'm doing all the same steps. So I'm making sure that my the band of the hat is all the way up to the top. I'm gonna still do this. Well, no, you can't do that because if you do this, then you can't bring the thing around. So I'm gonna do my little turn to the left. Bring this on around. Make sure this part is down. And make sure that my hat is down to the brim. Yep, looks that way. And if I do it like that, now I'm pulling it again because you have to pull it tight. Again, I know some people have the Hoop Tech one, and it is really good because it already has the pulling of the hat feature in there for you, so you don't have to do that. But when you're doing it manually, you have one hand pulling the back of the hat and the other hand locking this in. So let's push this down. Find our little clip. And guys, I do this a lot without looking down there because I can't even see over there. So let's see. There we go. Now, when I did that, it shifted my hat, and my metal piece up here is like almost a half an inch away. So that's not what I want. So here we go. Hey, Miss B. Good evening. Welcome in. All right. So what I'm going to do is shift my hat again. Pull this there because I really want this cap to be down at the brim. So here we go. I think I got it. I'm holding it. I'm telling you, this is not for the faint of heart. but I shifted the doggone hat. Okay. So now, let's see if I can pull it just a tad. Because once you get it on your machine, let me tell you, it is there. It's staying. Now, here's one thing that I have to do. I still have, it's not an inch, but my metal piece is on the stitching down here at the base. So I'm okay with that. But in order to keep it where it is, your hat hoops come with these, you know what I call them? Them high school Brad thingies. These things. It comes with this. Can you believe it? Okay, yep, comes with this. Costs so much money, come with that. So you take these and you literally clip the bottom of the hat so that it doesn't move. So this is the piece to help you not lose the cap off. Hey Sean, welcome in. And so basically what you want to do is make sure that you clip this hat onto that. Now, remember, I'm not done, right? Because I did not clip it in yet, so I got frustrated, so I let it go. Now I'm going to close it up. So this is what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to walk away. So now, it does not want to close. I don't know why. Okay. So I got it there. Have it here. And you know what? I'm seeing puckering right here. And this pucker is not good. You see that? Like it's got like a little pimple. I don't like it. Let's see. Because what I'm not going to do is mess up a hat. Not this one, because these flex hats are expensive. So let me pull that off. And so you see how many times you have to, sometimes you just have to start over, guys. I don't know. So I'm going to push it down, release it, and we're going to start back over. All right, back to my stabilizer. Put that on there. Let that stack. Then I take my hat, got to pull out the band so that it goes underneath the little tab that has the red line on it. I hold my thing. You try to press this thing, pull it out, put it around there. But I'm trying to hold my band and the cap all the way to the top. So I got it there. I'm going to hold it, turn it a little bit to the left. Put this over top because, again, when I turn it back, when I pull this down, it's going to pull the hat to the right a little bit, which is why I like having it pull to the top. Now, I'll tell you something that I found out just by doing some measurements. Sometimes you buy these hats and they are not regular. So now that was so much easier. You see how that like clicked right on there? That's because something was right. Like I have it right. And I can tell when I do because it's so easy. Now look, this will come right up. So now my only thing is this bib. So I have it down here where I need it. That means it's going to print here in the center. The problem I might have is this bib, but we're going to see because I may just have to put it on the machine and then check it from there. But it normally would slide down, and I'm thinking it's this bib. I'm thinking it's too short. Because that is looking kind of short, but let's see. I may have to pull out my other machine's frame and see if it'll fit. Because this is not going to work. All right. Let's do another one. Let's get one of my other ones that I want to put puff on. So, grab the little short one. And this one, guys, remember, these little short ones like this, they don't have a whole lot of room. Miss Linda, is it still, are you doing applique? Oh,
Trying,
okay,
practicing,
okay.
trying.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this does the same thing. It has a little inside flap here. So I'm gonna line it up, pull this out. Uh-oh. Pour a little paper. Hey, craftable things. We over here hooping hats. How you doing, Patrice? All right, let's snap that thing. And so these have like a whole different um space on them. And because they do, you have to make sure that you understand that your design will fit in the space you want it to fit in. Because, some people may not want theirs to be on the line. They may just want theirs to be in that top part of the hat. So you just got to be careful with that. So now with this hat, it's a little bit more flexible because it's not the 5 panels that's up at the top. So with this one, and I know, so as you feel this, there's on the hat hoop, there's going to be all this metal. So you just need to understand really where you want this to print. And so for me, I'm going to want it to print right above the top line, which I think this is perfect for the space. And then I'll also add puff to this. And so with having puff on this, it'll be it'll make it stand out a little bit. All right. So now this one is done. The only thing that I would have to do now is add my little clips. And again, you wouldn't think they have clips, but this is what they give us. That comes with it. It's like, oh, these are the paper clips the teacher had. He took to school. I use them in my little notebooks. And so once you have it all clipped and ready where you want it, you have it slid down. This has to be slid down and tight. Then the next thing you do is you take it and you literally push it off. And so I'll bring it over here. And so then you have your hat hooped and it'll be ready for you to embroider here on it. Now this is just the sharp brim. So we're gonna hoop the trucker hat. And so once we finish hooping, guys, I'm gonna re-hoop. I'm gonna figure out something with this hat that I actually have orders for. I think I may have to put it on the other hooping station. And that means I'll have to set that up because it's underneath. It's in its own little spot, and I'm gonna have to set it up. Set it up. All right, so let's get this back on here. Miss Linda, let us know when you ready to do show and tell. Show us what you over there putting on your towel. Okay, so the next hat, I'm doing the same thing. I make sure that my stabilizer is on here. Again, I'm using tearaway stabilizer. And then for the tearaway stabilizer, what does Veronica say? Oh, thank you. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Now this hat, this is gonna be my Juneteenth hat. Y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna post them live, all that stuff. I'm gonna wear them to work. I'm gonna be my Juneteenth hat. I should say "Live like Opal" on it. That's what I'm gonna put. I was gonna put 19. I mean, whatever the year, 1865 or 9 or whatever the year is. I'm sorry, I forgot. But it's kind of late over here. I'm not really thinking about that. So, but maybe I am gonna put maybe something about Miss Opal because I like her. She's a nice lady. All right. So And for Juneteenth last year, that's exactly what I put on my shirt. I had that shirt, they had this all those sayings like do something like Michelle, do something like um uh somebody else, and I put mine as live like Opal because it was about Juneteenth. You gotta have Miss Opal. We think Juneteenth without Miss Opal because we wouldn't be celebrating it if it wasn't for Miss Opal. So, and I'm in Texas, so gotta pay homage to those ladies that led the way. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna give this a little tilt to the left, pull it down, and then this one, um, literally just push it down, lock it in, pull it up. Same thing. Now, what I don't know if you guys could tell, but this hat actually has a visor on it. And again, I got this from Pitbull at Impressions, and they always have some really cool hats. You can get some great hats from Pitbull. So it's got a little black visor here. I'm gonna push this down right here. And technically, this is one of those hats that you could do this, could potentially do this in a single needle, if you needed to. So there we go. Got my snap, and it's on there. So the next thing I would do would be take my little clips and clip it into here. Now, if you had a Hoop Tech, their Gen 2 cap frame, you could definitely do this a little bit faster. I think Miss Veronica, you have one of those, don't you? Hoop Tech hoop frame. What did I do with my other little pins? All right. So then once I do that, this is good to go. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I once had a customer. They wanted trucker hats. They also wanted me to embroider on the back on this mesh. And guess what? I did it. I sure did. And it came out amazing. It looks so cute. I was like, what, girl? It's all about the stabilizer. It is all about the stabilizer. All right, I'm coming back to the screen. Any questions? Anybody have any questions so far about what they sing? Uh-oh. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Any questions? Any questions? This hat, I love this hat. Now, and see the visor, you see the visor? It's so cute. It is so cute. Thank you. All right. So, yes, yes, yes. So, this hat, I'm going to put something about Juneteenth on it. I have a couple other hats that I got from Pitbull that are, I want to call them leather-like. They're leather-like. So they're not, I don't know, they look and feel kind of like leather, but I believe it's leather. But they're nice, and I'm going to embroider on those. So this one will also have puff on it. And then there is one other hat. So, oh, I know, a bucket hat. So, bucket hats you can do on a one needle, some of them. And then there are also, what other kind of hat? Oh, the super, super flimsy trucker hat. So let me show you. And those are the ones that, and I'm gonna tell you around here, those are the ones that people that deal with horses love. So one of my clients, they have an equestrian farm, and I do all of their stuff. And it's really humbling when you see your embroidery on the news. And I was like, oh my God, they're on the news. And they're on the news showing the programs that they're having at the equestrian school. And I do all of their clothing and all of their merch that they sell. And so they were on the news. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, those are my hats. And so I'm grabbing some more hats so we can talk about them. I have lots of hats because people always are asking questions. Um, and they have like different circumstances and different things that they like. All right. So, couple things. So here is the hat that is still 5 panel, still mesh. It's a trucker hat, but do you see how flat this can get? So like, if you are, for those guys that like ride horses and do all that kind of stuff, they literally just fold this up, stick it in their back pocket, and they keep rolling. And then when they need to go outside, they just throw it back on their head. So this hat would hoop just like the other ones. Now this is funny. So I forgot. Auto Cap, when they send you hats, or when you buy hats from Auto Cap, they actually send you, they already have their stabilizer. So they send stabilizer in their hats. FYI, I'm just telling you. Auto Cap. Auto Cap. And you can set up what's it called? You can set up a company, a wholesale account with them. And so with Auto, let's see, Auto, this is their Flex Cap. It's a 2 panel here. Actually, it's probably six, 2, 4. It's a 6 panel hat, but it's a 6 panel trucker hat that is mesh. So it's not hard like the other tan hat that I had. You had oh, Miss Linda, are you done?
I want to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, the other hats that you showed, I think the pinkish tie dye like one,
Mm-hmm.
is that the one from Pitbull?
It is. This is Pitbull.
Okay. Is that the
Mm-hmm.
place
This
that
is
we got all those hats from?
Yes, ma'am. When we were
Okay.
at the show, it was.
Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared to mess with them. That's why they still in the big black bag they gave it to me in.
Oh no, we gotta let them loose.
I know.
So,
I know.
Sunday, let's embroider on these because you
All
got these
right.
too. You got this right. You got this one right.
I think I got the camouflage.
Mm-hmm. Miss Veronica. We need to
Yeah.
embroider on them hats.
I got the camouflage. I got the white, black, um,
Mm-hmm.
camouflage, like your hat. I
You
also
got the
have
blue
the
jeans.
trucker. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. I got the trucker. Um, uh, you said 6 panel.
Yes, ma'am.
6 panel too. Yeah. Yeah, I got the whole bag full. I just didn't want to mess them up. Even though we caught a good deal, I didn't want to mess them up. So let me
Uh-huh.
show
She
you
thought why you
ladies
had to
what
go
I've
there.
been doing.
Okay, let's see.
Um,
Let's see.
I was trying to think about some things. I saw a young lady last night working on some oh Jesus, Miss Shawn. Applique. So I said, well, I want to practice applique. So I went to the Dollar Tree today and
Mm-hmm.
I did this.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay. I
I
also
like that.
picked up this. Camera is really weird.
Oh.
It's flipped. That's what it is. Um, Last night while the young lady was working, I worked with her because I was trying to figure
Uh-huh.
out similar to what she was doing, and I did this.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I'm gonna
Now
practice this
that's
weekend
really cute.
applique. But yeah, and while that was beating around, you know me, I love my key fobs, and I just did these
Sean,
two.
what's Sean at? That look, you and Sean. Sean love her key fobs too. That's so
Yeah,
cute. Can you put X's and O's on them? Is it
yes,
X's
ma'am.
and O's?
You'll be amazed that uh what you mean, Miss Veronica? You'll be amazed at what you could find at the dollar dollar place. But I saw these and I
Okay.
said, "Oh, I know where I'm going to tomorrow, Hobby Lobby." But yeah, they came out really nice and was so fast. And I try to put some things in my aunt's store. Yes, ma'am. I love key fobs too, honey. I mean, I'll just I love them. I'll throw a key fob together.
Yeah.
I did sit up here tonight and try to follow Miss Annie. She has
Mhm.
a pattern out. All I kept hearing, and don't ask me how that happened. All I kept hearing
Okay.
she said was 2 by 18, and it was 3.5 by 18. Cut the material, and when she said cut the material, I cut the video off because you know me and cutting material, you know that already. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I cut the video off.
Okay.
I said I'll go back another day. But yeah, that's what I'm basically doing, ladies. I'm just doing um trying to practice with the applique on, Dollar Tree towels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So that's good. But that I love the hearts and the key
Yeah.
fobs. They
It
look
came
so
out
good.
really nice. Actually, this is leather.
Oh, is it? Okay.
This is leather. This is glitter, the red
Oh,
glitter, and that is fabric. And now
okay.
I know,
Let me make you bigger. Hold on, let me
oh,
make
I'm
you bigger
sorry.
so you can show the people.
Yeah, it's
Um,
the red is leather, that's glitter, and the other one is just plain fabric. And I forgot last night when she said use the heat and bond.
mm-hmm.
And I got a roll of it here, but I couldn't find it, so I ran out to the store today. But I really like the way this came out. It whipped up real nice. You know where I'm going to next. Don't ask me why I don't capitalize. I have good grammar. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, Miss Veronica. I didn't do it. But yeah. That right there, I really enjoyed that. And I got so
Okay.
much webbing in all kind of colors. I was like, okay, let me play with this for a few minutes. So yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Okay. So these bucket hats, the fish hat. This is the fishing hat. And so these you can embroider here. You can embroider all over this hat pretty much.
I own one of those hats. Hmm.
You can embroider like on the brim. So this is good. Like in the single
That
needle,
is
man, you could
nice.
lay this down. You could lay
That
this down and
is
go
nice.
around the single.
That is
Yeah.
nice. I didn't see that at the show. Hmm.
This wasn't at the show. I bought this one for one of my customers that owns a when I saw them, I was like, that's a nice hat. I ordered this one for myself, but he ordered like 20 of these. They own a lawn company. And so this is for all the guys to go out,
Oh
be on
yeah,
the
to protect
lawn.
yourself
But
from that sun. Yes, yes, ma'am. That is
hmm
nice. What you
and
gonna put
so
on there?
I don't know yet.
You have an
But
idea
this might
yet?
be for not yet. I may take this with me to the Maldives. We'll see. I
Okay,
don't know.
girl. All
I
right.
don't know. I gotta figure it out. But it might go in my luggage. It just might go in my luggage.
That's nice. I haven't
Hmm
seen that one, but okay. I was finna say I know she didn't get that at the show. I've been all in that man little shop.
No, ma'am, I did not. Oh
That's
yeah, yeah. I think. Hold on. This probably came from either Sanmar or Alpha Border. Yeah, this probably
Miss
came from Sanmar or Alpha Border.
Miss Veronica says I need that for the summer flag. Where's the mowing the lawn? Well, get on your job, baby
Mm-hmm.
girl, and get him one.
The right. So this one, I wouldn't necessarily hoop this hat. I would put this on a single needle, or I would put it in a mighty hoop or something. But I would definitely, because for that customer, I literally just put on the side here their logo. I just stitched it on the side of the top of the hat, and each one of the guys, whatever their initial was, we put it on the other side because they wanted to make sure that when they took their hats off and they were in the truck, people would mix up their hats.
That's nice.
hmm So we just did the embroidery around the brim of this one. But shoot, this could also be one of those opportunities to put some DTF on one of these hats too.
Yeah, yeah.
As a matter of fact, it might not be a bad idea. Look at here.
Oh boy, here you go.
I'm gonna put so what on the hat. Look, I just happen to have some DTFs just hanging around. I
Okay,
did really. I was messing with that. Mr. Elliott, I had gotten my other order from him, and so yes, yep. There you go, Miss Veronica.
Miss
Put
Shawn,
it
come
around
get
the
your friend.
brim. Oh, what he doing?
Girl, standing in the doorway looking at me, wiggling his tail. He wants something. He want me to get up and come see what he want.
Oh, Bentley.
I ain't gonna even look his way.
So, guys, this was one of my first hats. And let me tell you, you see how far that is? Oh my God. I was not hooping right. But I'm still petty though. I'm still petty. So I don't care. I'm still a little petty.
It's cold.
I can be petty. So
Girl,
yeah,
that
this
is
is
the
my
right
first
hat
hat.
for you. Put that hat on, girl.
I beg your pardon. Um, look, okay, look. I remember when I did this hat. This was a long time ago. Look at Bentley. Hey, Bentley.
Hey, there go Miss Shawn with his
Bentley, you got fans. Hey, boo.
girl. He better
Look
get
at
out of here. He wants something. I'll go see what he wants in a little bit.
him. Yeah. So let me tell you a couple other things that
Miss
I
Shawn.
learned about that was difficult. So the hard seams, the puckering that you could potentially get,
Since you mentioned it,
and then,
how do you deal with
mhm.
that stitch going up that middle right there? How do you deal with that?
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
you just stitch over it. It
Okay.
stitches up. Let me get you ones that's better. Let me look. Let me do my when it went right. I got a couple of those. So like so like this hope you literally because you technically when you're designing for a hat. The hat, and this is why when you're working with a digitizer, you have to tell them that it's going on a hat, because hats normally start from the center and go outward. So because of that, that middle piece doesn't bother it. Like it just goes. As long as you got a brand new needle in there and you about to rock it out, you're good to go.
Show me the easy one, Miss Veronica Carroll says.
What
So
easy
Philly
one?
says, show me the easy one. I'm not
Mm.
sure what she's.
Are you
Is
talking
this?
about the easy hat or easy what, Miss
I
Veronica?
think she's saying show her the easy one that you did. That was. I don't know. Child, don't start me lying.
Oh, which one, Miss Veronica? The easy what? Got my Juneteenth cap. I can't wait to put this one on here.
Oh my God,
Oh,
you
the easy
a mess
cap.
with me.
Um, so while while this may seem easy because it's so flimsy, it is not. So like over here, I'm gonna go back over to the. So when I go back over here, like this thing here, let me tell you, this is the hardest thing to get on here. Let me show you. So like because it's so flimsy, and remember, auto, they send you stabilizer inside of all their hats. Because it is so flimsy. Now I made it work because I had like 150 of them to do. But it was because I learned afterwards. But let me tell you, because it is so flimsy, it wants to slide off. So like it will slide. You have to. This one is a three-hand job, and we ain't got three hands. So what I had to do was I held this down, and then I did my clips backwards. I did everything backwards on this hat because of the fact that it is so flimsy, and because I had 150 of them to do, I had to make sure um, that these bad boys could hoop. Because I mean, like I said, I have three hat hoops because when you're doing stuff production wise, you need to have these things ready to go. And so, just like I just did, so now I'm holding this while I'm pulling this over here. And so, once I put this on here, it becomes a whole lot easier. But the biggest thing was making sure that I got it stable first. Uh-oh. Oh boy. There we go. Finally. And then just pull it and then you can push this back down. And so it just takes a lot of time. It now this is one that could potentially also be done on a single needle machine. And it is because of the fact that the top is so soft and it can lay flat. So technically, if you were using your single needle machine, all you would need to do for the single needle, and I'll come back over to the other camera, all you would need to do for the single needle is have your sticky stabilizer, and you can lay it flat, and then you would just press this down onto your sticky stabilizer and make sure it's straight. And so once you do that, then you basically are ready to stitch, and you can do all of that on your on a one needle.
That's not my friend.
Your one needle.
That's that right. Well, you already know. I bought the hat hoops. The hat hoops for the
Mhm.
single needle. We
Mhm.
not friends at all. I
Oh
walk right
really?
by it like I don't even know it. Mm-mm. That didn't work for me.
Oh yes, indeed.
Um.
Oh,
All
I'm
things
not
Sean.
going to
Yeah.
impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to Impression, Sean. I went last year. I thought about going this year, but nope, I'm not going. I want to. Actually, it's two things happening out on that end of the world that I really want to go to, because there's Road to California that's also happening at the exact same time as Impressions. Because last year it took everything I had, because Impressions in Long Beach is the biggest impression show they have. And when I tell you, everyone that is involved in anything apparel and decorating apparel is there. You will have cap vendors, you will have apparel vendors from t-shirts. Let me tell you, I bought some of the best t-shirts that I'm selling today, and my jogging suits and my sweatshirts. I got all those vendors from Impressions. And when I tell you that a lot of the ones that I use are all US based, most are out of LA. Now this is one of my favorite. It feels so good. This sweatshirt, it's by Axiom, um and it's AXISM. They have the best shirts. Oh my god! And they actually have some mock neck t-shirts. Hold on, let me show you one. And they have see this shirt here. I love this chocolate color, but like this is their heavy shirt, and so mine actually says, can you see it? Empower your journey, and embrace. What is it? Embrace your purpose. I got the purpose thing from Craftable Things, but and then on the back of this, I put DTF. So when I'm walking, people can see me and they can scan my QR code, like and subscribe, join.
And you're right. All things Sean. That single needle hat hoop. Yeah, we're not friends, girl. It's sitting up there, right there on that wall right now. Probably been up there about 6 months. Probably got a little dust on it or something. I don't know, but yeah, we're not friends, honey. No.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna work on because my birthday this year is a big birthday. I am going out of the country quite a bit, so I'm gonna use my vacation for me
Thank you, Miss
versus for the
Veronica.
business. Oh, thank you. Oh, you went last year? Oh, I was there. I flew in last year. I was there for a long time. Now, did you go to any of Alexis's embroidery classes? Because I would have been in there because I was helping her. So Alexis Galloway, she's gonna be there this year too. She was doing some. She had embroidery classes. She's a brother educator. But yeah, so Axiom is really good. I think my other favorite T-shirt is jerseys, and this is my jerseys. I love jersey shirts. They are super soft and they're really good, especially for like races and stuff. And so, guys, if you are not branding yourself, I got my QR codes everywhere, even on my sleeve. Do it. Do it. Get yourself out there. All right. Well, let me see. Let me make sure I had me a little list of notes on making sure that I cover everything and the problems that I had with hat hoops. Um, for needles and thread breakage, it's normally the curved surface, the line that Miss Linda was asking about down the middle. The wrong stabilizer can also lead to poor embroidery or damage the hat. And that means like sometimes if people don't have, or if they put like it's their stabilizer that it's just not the right cutaway, because there's a ton of different types of cutaway. You have your classic cutaway, which is like this. I mean tearaway, I'm sorry. And then you have some tearaway that is more like peel and stick. I wouldn't do that. There's also, this is just the the true hat stabilizer is a little bit thicker, but not much. And so there's just some stabilizers that are tearaway. And by the way, you can get these little samples if you go to Long Beach or to any of the shows and you see some of the companies that actually sell things like this. Like if you see Hab and Dash, or if you even see Madeira, they will have little packets of, hey, here's our backings and things like that. And so they will give you things like this. Oh, okay. Yep. So yeah,
Yeah, that's what they gave us.
definitely.
Remember they gave us a bag full of that
Hmm.
stuff, thread. Yeah.
Yep, thread
Sorry,
and
I had to go on
stabilizer.
mute.
So, oh no, it's fine. No, it's fine. So, but yeah, so all of them will give you stabilizer, thread, Madeira. Now, if you go to Madeira, make sure, and I don't know if R and K is going to be there, but if they are, make sure you get you some thread, this thread book, because inside of here you can see all the colors of the thread. It has all the numbers and all of that stuff, so you know what threads you may want or use and all of that. So that way, it gives you an opportunity to get them, and they'll set you up. Like if you just tell them the things that you're doing in your shop and what you're doing, they will also send you like a little packet when you get home of a lot of thread. Like I have so much Burma Llama thread from Madeira that I have not used, and all their Burma Llama, they actually send you the needle so that you can use the thread. So I just need to do it. I just need to do it. Same for R and K, which R and K is the Floriani. They're the Floriani distributor, and so again, they will give you all the threads. Now, one of the other things that I really like about going to the show is being able to meet the vendors that you use all the time, and maybe even some of your the people that work with you when you call and stuff like that, because a lot of times they're all small businesses just like us. So yeah. But yeah, so definitely make your rounds. And also, when you see the t-shirt vendors and all of them, they will give you samples. Look, anytime I'm trying to test out a thing, I got all these samples that these vendors have given me to test out their shirt. Guess what? That's what I'm testing on. It's samples that I've gotten from vendors and just making sure my stabilizer works. All right. Any other questions? We're at an hour. I think the last thing is design. So when you're working on a hat, if you're trying to do puff, if you're wanting to do some other type of design and you're not the person that is digitizing, make sure that you tell them, one, you may want to use puff because the digitizing of the graphic will be significantly different to use puff, because those stitches have to actually go over the puff. And so normal satin stitch is not set up for that. So, but once you tell them you need it for 3D, and you also have to tell them the millimeters. Do you want 3 millimeters? Are you looking for 2 or 1 millimeter? Because they're going to need to know what type of puff you're going to use. And so that, a lot of the men love puff, and women love puff on their hats. Now, let me tell y'all, I love Sulky has really good puff. Let me just tell you, I love their puff. And this is the 3D Sulky, and it comes in this bag. And by the way, you can also use puff on different types of applique. So say for instance, you were making a bag, you can put a little puff on that bag with, and make it look a little different. You can rise it up a little bit.
You hear that, Miss Veronica? Oh, okay.
Miss Veronica love her bag. So yeah, so this is the 3 millimeter puff right here. So that's the 3 millimeter. This is not craft foam. It is specifically for embellishments. All right. Anything else? Anything else, Miss Linda? What you
So
what you
this
what you working on
weekend,
over there
so
now?
this weekend, can I write up a little calendar and see if it come to pass? Because
Yes,
I would like to
ma'am.
see a little puff demonstration.
We can definitely do
Um,
that, and so that'll give me time to switch out one of these machines. Because what I'll do is I'll just leave one with the cap frame on it.
yeah, I have to always go watch a movie for mine because I don't remember how to put it on. I guess if I start doing it more, then I remember. I don't have to go look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and we could definitely do that. And you know what I just thought about? I don't know if Craftable Things is still here, but that fishing cap, you could bling.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could bling that cap too.
yeah.
So yes, that would be cute too. The other thing I thought about too. So there's another technique. So like with Stalls actually has a program where they make patches. They will make patches for you. You could take a patch, make it on your embroidery machine, and get you some of the fabric glue, and heat and bond ultra or heat and bond all the stuff that stays, and boom, put it on here. You can definitely applique
I
a
seen a
cap.
lot of people do that, Miss Sean. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they make them quantities of them, and yeah, they just
Mm-hmm.
take the heat and bond and slap it on there. Some also stitch it too. You know what I mean? Stitch
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah,
But Miss Tammy, that's a great idea. You can applique a cap. Absolutely. Like how they doing mama right now, and you put mama up here and put your applique. I mean, so you can go around it, put your applique. Yes, that would be so cute, especially with the fabric. Like that would be so cute with fabric. Yes, it would be. It would be very cute. But yes, ma'am, you sure can. And you know what? I'm gonna make me a hat. I've had this hat for a long time. This is probably one of the second hats I bought from Otto outside that tan one. A long time ago when I first met them. So Sunday I'm gonna hook this one up, put me some puff on this one.
I'll pull out a
So,
hat. I'll pull out one of
all
the.
right.
Yeah, I'll pull
I
out one
gotta
of them.
find my green leather one. I want to put my logo on the green leather one because I digitized my
I'll
new
pull out one. I
logo.
don't know how happy I'm gonna be though.
Ah,
I don't know how happy I'm gonna
we
be.
could
Though.
do it.
I'll be like, girl, you know how
We
much
could do it
that hat
together.
cost me? That hat traveled a long way. Shoot.
It traveled a long way, but it didn't cost you a whole lot because you got it wholesale.
Hey, shoot. That's a lot of money to me, child. Shoot. But okay.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
You hear that, Miss Veronica? Let's get it.
Look, look at her. I'm not.
Let's get it, Miss Veronica. You bought a lot of hats too. I ain't the only one who ran out
Oh,
of there with all them hats.
mm-mm. Well, and see, remember, I bought hats earlier that year in Long Beach, and I don't even know where they at. Like, I know I bought 20 hats because literally a ton of hats somewhere in one of my it's probably one of these boxes. I just need to look. So this is what happens when you don't label your boxes. I need to label my boxes. I don't like labels on the outside of things, people. Hmm. It's bad. It's bad. All right. All right. All right. I think we're good. I have given you the 10 things that could really happen. It could be a concern when you're hooping a hat. And I go right, do a quick rundown. So one is improper alignment, hooping tension, hoop burns, limited embroidery area, difficulty with thick seams down the front of the hat, fabric puckering and stabilizer issues, needle and thread breakage, and then design distortion. So that's just making sure that they know that you're doing it on a hat. If they're doing someone's digitizing for you, and you're not just grabbing anything off of Etsy, and it doesn't understand that it's a hat design, because a hat design will start from the middle and go out. Any last words, Miss Linda? I love the love and hearts on the applique. That looks really good. And look, you cutting it over there. You got
Yeah,
20
I'm
stitches in
practicing a
line.
little bit. I'm getting there because I tried the mom shirts, but I done damaged about 3 or 4 shirts. So I'm practicing right now. Actually doing it right now on a bar towel. That same love with the
Okay.
heart in it. Yeah. And I'll post that. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you for watching. If you're looking at us on a
Thank you.
replay, thank you for being here, coming in. It's been a little over an hour. We have a couple more things, so I'm trying to decide. I am going to do a couple different I think I'm going to call it the series of 10 minutes. Not I'm sorry, not 10 minutes. It can't be 10 minutes because we're at an hour now. But the hour of maybe 10 things. So like maybe 10 of my favorite things, 10 things you should have for embroidery if you don't already. Maybe, I'm calling it 10 things. So we'll work on it. But I wanted to do a hat hooping thing because I have to hoop a hat. I need to get these orders up out of here. And so with that, I want to thank you all for joining. You're welcome, Miss Tammy. Um, and I'll be demoing some more stuff because I have lots of things. I really want to make me a bling shirt tonight for tomorrow to wear because I'm going off on a retreat tomorrow. So that should be fun. But okay, guys, you all have a great weekend and
All
we'll be
right.
back on
Thank you. Thank you.
Sunday.
Enjoy.
If I
Enjoy.
can get Miss Linda to come hang out with me and maybe she'll be doing her hat too.
Okay. Just let me
All
know.
right.
I have to put the machine together. But just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mess up some hats now. I got a lot of Dollar Tree hats.
Hey, it's all good. It's
Practice,
all good.
practice. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we have to practice. I gotta do something because I feel like I see the blue light in my eyes. So I'm gonna have to figure out something with my lighting. But all right, you guys have a
Thank you.
great
You too.
evening, rest of
You
the
too.
morning. All right, talk to you later.
All righty. Have a good one.
Bye.
Good night.